needs no introduction. Mr. Chani Nattan. My brother, my brother. So today, man, it's quite the privilege to have Chani and the whole squad here at House of Gains. And not only am I going to train them, we're going to have a whole bunch of fun. We're going to demonstrate and show you guys what interval circuit training is. And
test the levels.
Yeah, we're going to test those levels. As Chani says, Banu Kosher.
Hopefully.
You're at House of Gains, bro. And guys, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to show you guys the training techniques that we use here with proper form. And then we're going to go eat some healthy Punjabi food.
Healthy
as it gets.
I have to eat healthy when it's all good.
And we're going to talk about life. So, man, looking forward to this for such a long time, brother.
Let's get it, brother.
And let's get it, man.
Yeah. Weezy, back home smoking legal. I got more slaps than the Beatles. Foreign shit running on diesel, dog. Playing with my name, this shit is lethal, dog. Who you see? What? Don Corleone. Trust me, at the top it isn't lonely. Everybody acting like they know me, dog. Don't just say it down, you gotta show me what you gotta do. Bring the clip back empty. You asked to see the ball, so they sent me, dog. I just broke her off with a 10-piece, dog. There ain't nothing, I'm just being friendly, dog. Just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in the mall. Doesn't mean that we involved. I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I'll show you how the fuck you gotta do it. If you really wanna ball till you fall when you're back against the wall. And a bunch of niggas need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night, but did it all day. Yeah, a lot of murk caught me in a hard way. Got a sticky and I keep it at my dog's place. Girl, I left you loving magic, not all shade. Still going bad on you anyway. Whoa. I can feel like 80 rats in my Marys. Me and Drizzy back to back is getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me.
Whole different part of your body now, right? So mostly we worked on our legs and our heart rate, right? You see the heart rate go up and down as the #1 way to build muscle and burn fat at the same time. Tiga? We're not bodybuilders. About bodybuilder, you get chest and triceps, back and biceps. Tiga? Right now. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬੋਡੀ ਬਿਲਡਰ ਰਾਈਟ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਹੈਵ ਟੂ ਟ੍ਰੇਨ ਅਕੋਰਡਿੰਗ ਟੂ ਆਪਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਆ ਆਪਣਾ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਆ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਗੋਲ ਆ ਮਸੀ ਦਾ ਆਪਣੋ ਘੰਟਾ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਮ ਜਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਹੀ ਦੱਸ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਆ ਠੀਕ ਆ alright so first thing let's get on to our chest over here so two choices of dumbbells ਨੰਬਰ ਫੜ ਲੈਣਾ ਪਰ ਦੇਖੋ ਆ ਮੇਰੀ ਛਾਤੀ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਬਣਾ ਮੋਢੇ ਲੱਗ ਰਹੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੇ ਛਾਤੀ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਆ ਐ ਠੋਕੋ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਮੋਸਟ ਪੀਪਲ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂਗੇ ਓਕੇ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਮੋਢੇ ਬੜੇ ਬਣੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਛਾਤੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦੀ ਕਦੇ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਲੁੱਕ ਰਾਈਟ ਹੇਅਰ ਜੇ ਆ ਲਾਈ ਜਾਓਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਮੋਢੇ ਦੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਆਰਚ ਬੈਕ ਛਾਤੀ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ 3 seconds down 1 second up control bench press same thing ਆਪਣੀ ਛਾਤੀ ਦੇਖਿਓ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ ਮੋਢੇ ਬਣਨੇ ਆ ਛਾਤੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਨੀ ਮੰਨ ਜੋ ਗੱਲ ਠੀਕ ਆ 1 2 3 ਅਪ 1 2 3 ਅਪ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਲੋਕ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦਾ ਓਕੇ ਲੁੱਕ 1 2 3 ਅਪ 1 2 3 ਅਪ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਛਾਤੀ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਆਪਾਂ ਛਾਤੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢਣਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਆ ਸਟ੍ਰੈਚ ਹੋਵੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਠੀਕ ਆ from there pop it right there stretch pop it right there. Stretch, shati baar nu kad ke. Pop, squeeze. Okay, squeeze. Just remember when you're going forward, you feel the stretch. From there, contract it. Big back. Okay? Control. Aade feel it. When you put down a stretch ho rahi hai. Jo stretch ho gayi hai na, itte pa blood pauna. Blood pauna ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. ਠੀਕ ਹੈ? Control. ਇੱਥੇ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਇੱਥੇ ਲੱਤਾਂ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲਾ ਕੇ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਆ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਐਂਡ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਥੱਲੇ ਨੂੰ ਸ਼ੀਸ਼ਾ ਦੇਖੀ ਜਾਓ ਠਾ ਐਂਡ ਠਾ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਦੋ ਰਹਿ ਗਈਆਂ ਸਿੰਪਲ ਕੰਮ ਆ ठीक है तो थक गए ना सोने का तुम्हारा लास्ट वन डोले भी बनाने हैं ठीक है lot of stuff you won't see bro and we have the opening going let's go right here boom इतना blood बनना बे ठीक है हाँ जी
Rich and Millie cause a Lambo. Known to keep the baddest bitches on commando. Every time I'm in my trap, I move like Rambo. Ain't a neighborhood in Philly that I can't go. For real. She said, oh, you rich. Bitch, I graduated, call me Big Fish. I got Lori Hurry on my wish list. That's the only thing I want for Christmas. I been had my way out here, yeah, no, that's facts. You ain't living that shit you said, yeah, we know that's cat. You ain't got the ass in when you see me, no, I'm straight. DTOVO, we back again, we going back. Just a little 10-piece for it, just to blow it in a bar.
Alright guys, we're here at Navraj Sweets today, the one and only. Navraj Sweets is known for its very clean and good tasting Punjabi food. So we're gonna go over today how we can go to a Punjabi restaurant and order clean food, clean as it gets, with proper portion control. Now, the big thing in our culture is we don't stop eating when we start ordering at Punjabi restaurants, and that's where we gain excess fat, and it goes backwards. So we're gonna keep it really simple. As you guys seen, we had a wicked workout. What's the point of having that workout if we're gonna now go backwards and mess up our gains, right? Right, Miss Jenny?
You're gonna treat yourself.
No. Jenny, you've been treating yourself a little too much.
Straight up.
Right? So basically, each one of us here, we're gonna order a thali. Thali makes it easy to control your portions, right? We're gonna order a thali. Thali makes it easy to control our portions. So in that thali, we're gonna have 1 cup of rice, buddy. Sherry buddy's our guy here taking our order.
Hi.
Right? So 1 cup rice for each person in the thali. 1 saag made in-house here because thoda saag clean. I already know butter kos nahi pauna becho de theek hai. Kali dal and shole, chickpeas. Theek hai? Then ho gaya apniya naal white rice. No naan, no roti, no nothing. Ode naal zarur ek thali de vich changa sara salad paa de vich. Theek hai? Buddy? Jehड़ा salad वास्ते जड़ा थोड़ा हुंदा lettuce वगैरह सारा कुछ chopped up हुंदा जड़ा थोड़ा ना वही बिच पा दो बस clean right ठीक है थाली एक बना के इदां दी लिया दो सानू all right thank you buddy that's everything so as you've seen it's portion control 1 cup of rice under less than 150 calories 30-40 grams of carbs we ordered shole which is chickpeas good vegetarian protein. We ordered a kali dal, which is lentils, another good source of protein, and then we ordered a saag, which is spinach. And I mean, these things are, if they're made clean without a bunch of butter in it, they're actually pretty good and not bad for you. That's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna get enough macronutrients to fuel our body, refuel after a wicked workout, and make sure that our gains don't go backwards. So as you guys seen, we had a wicked workout. We're here with Chani Paji and the whole team. These guys these guys hustle all day, man. As you know, they put out some amazing songs and some amazing content and something to really take your hat off and tip your hat to. And but with this lifestyle, as you know, comes really bad eating habits. They're always on the road, right, Chani?
Late night pizzas.
Late night pizzas, and it's no secret. It's all over his social media platform. All the shit that these guys do. They don't hide it, right? And the whole point of this is to, you know, and they don't do that because that's all they want. Sometimes we're limited on time. Sometimes you don't get out of the recording studio till late night. Everything's done. You're not prepared. So we make the best out of it, right? And but it's an easy recipe for our health to go down and decline. Not only the way it looks, but when we get older, all sorts of disease starts to form from these bad eating habits, always eating crap, and the lack of exercise. So that's what I'm trying to get at today, and we're going to try to touch on these topics a little bit on how to just get a little bit healthier, right? And what do you guys think?
100%, man. Like I think it's my first healthy meal of this year. That's because of Zeus, you know, wholesome gains, you know. No cheat meals here, right?
And there's ways to do it, man. Just some smarter choices. Just like today, we're coming to a Punjabi restaurant, but we're just not going to order the stuff that we're normally used to ordering. Sure, it's going to feel like something's missing. Yes, it is. It's going to feel like something's missing, but that's the price you got to pay. You know, if you don't want to prep your own meals and take it with you everywhere like I do, right? Okay. We got the bros here. We got Mr. Chani here, and Chani, man. Chani, buddy, he's growing up here being. He's a sick banda, man, who believes in our culture, our religion, and our Sikhi. And as you can see, he's kept the case, the bar growing up here, which a lot of us start off with because our parents want us to have it. Like myself, like back in the day growing up, I had it as a kid. But it came a point where I decided to cut it off and live a different lifestyle. I want to talk a little bit about Chani today, about how it was growing up by keeping the hair, keeping the beard, and sticking with it, and how he was managed to keep it for life.
It's your boy Chani Nattan, and I want to thank Zeus for having us all here today. It was an awesome experience at the House of Games, and now we're sitting here talking some real talk at Navraj Sweets. And he's right, it wasn't always easy keeping your hair, your identity. Even though where we live, we are like, we're not a minority, we are a majority, where we grew up at least. Where he grew up is totally different ballgame there, right? Different circumstances, like you guys probably seen in the first episode, right? And over here it was easier for us, but at the same time that it wasn't like always what we wanted to do. Like a lot of us would still want to kind of fit in, right? They look like the other kids and stuff. So I wasn't always like how I am today, confident with how I look, keeping my hair, keeping my kids, right? So we always struggled with that growing up, and then it was that point where you gain, you put your interest into other stuff, like now we are today into music and stuff like that. Like to look over that, you get confidence within yourself, right? A lot of times we're insecure when we're growing up, when we're kids. You want to look like the other kids, but like, you know what? You stick to your roots, and there's nothing better. There's no better feeling than that. When you're older, you look back, and then you realize your younger self will be proud.
Yeah, what advice do you have for the young kids out there that are going through that possible should I or should I not?
Yeah, 100%. I would say that, you know what, always look back to your history. We look at Sikhi, any stories, what's in it, what our gurus did, what our shaheeds did. That's what helped me personally, and I think that's what really helped the kids. You know, have a strong, it'll keep you grounded.
That's really, really important what he just said, and you can tell that's the kind of person he is from the music he creates, from the lyrics he creates. He really believes in where we came from and our roots, and that's what kept him going down this path, and that's a great suggestion, man. My suggestion to the parents is going to be that let your kids make the choice themselves. You know, you're gonna put something on somebody that's gonna force them to do something one day that they don't want to do, and there's gonna be a whole lot of disappointment, and it's gonna create a gap between you and your children, which in the end is not gonna turn out good. And we're gonna talk about gaps between parents and their kids in a few seconds here. But Jenny, thanks a lot for sharing that.
100%.
It's a big thing, man, and I'm really proud of you for paving the way for a lot of people.
Respect.
Right? Okay, that was good. So let's talk a little bit about parents and children and how the gap creates here in Canada. So as you know, our parents come here from another country. They come here with big dreams and they want to give us what they never had themselves growing up. And so they come here, they work their fucking asses off. And while they're at work, trying to work those 16 hours a day, where are we? We're at school, right? So we're at school 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. At school, they think we're just at school, but we're trying to fit in at school. We got groups and crews. We gotta try to fit in with. There's girls, there's acceptance, and we gotta go through all that. So pretty much we're being raised by the school system, Tiga. And when we get to age 10, 11, 12, there's now already a gap because our parents have been working so hard. And we come home and tell them whatever they want to hear. They think it's all good, and we're just supposed to listen to them. But this is something I went through myself, and I know I'm not the only one. But let's talk about how maybe we can bridge those gaps and how we can prevent losing our children to the school system and what happens in the school system. So our parents are busy working, trying to give us the life that they never had. We're at school trying to fit in. So my suggestion from going through what I've gone through and watching a lot of friends lose their life to the streets because they had never had a parent or a father figure, is for the parents to not worry about the big houses and the big cars and to more so worry about spending time with their children. Time is what the most valuable thing is, rather than the vehicles and the houses and the cars that we just do to show off to the neighbors, right? You know, and I truly believe taking your kid to the sports and the hockey and spending that time with them, and you know, even if you're in the Sikhi, to do the tabla and the kirtan with them and teach them the history of where our Sikh comes from, like Chani just said to you, so they have a reason to keep following down this path rather than just to tell them, hey, you need to keep your hair. So it's just an example of how the parents should be more engaged in the life of their kids. So as you guys seen the song come up, and first of all, what an amazing capture of lyrics that came from Chani and presented by Inderpal Moga, and the vibe that song, like it can be related by a lot of people. Let's talk a little bit about maybe where that song came from, where Mr. Chani Nattan was inspired to write those song lines. And Chani, why don't you just let us know?
100%, bro. So that song, it was something that me and Zeus have been talking about, been planning for quite some time. But to make it like really come to life, I really wanted to get to know Zeus more. And that song it's literally, it's about his life. If you really peep that lyrics to that song, it's about how much he's been through personally struggling to come to where he is today. So everybody has that come up in their life. That one was basically his come up, to see like where he came from and what he's doing today, where House of Gains is, everything around him, all the circumstances that led up to that moment. And that song, when I got to learn more about his life, more about his struggle, literally we would go back and forth when he was in Mexico about the lyrics. That, bro, this is what I wrote, like, you know, and like we were so excited about this project. And even till the video, if you watch the video, there's a lot of hidden concepts in that video. You'll see him in an orange jumpsuit, then you'll see him giving out food to the homeless. Like, it'll show you like the struggle, the come up. And we had such an amazing experience shooting that. It was probably one of the funnest videos we've done. And Inderpal Moga, my brother, he's the one that gave it the vocals, right there. Yeah. And he delivered it. You know, the lyrics were one thing, he delivered on the vocals and the music and then the production. Everything was amazing about that project.
And it couldn't have came to life if it wasn't a combination of the team of Chani bringing the lyrics out and Inderpal bringing them to life, and then the video going along with it and just kind of painting that picture for everybody. Again, the foundation came from my own life story, but again, this come up story is shared by millions of people around the world.
Yeah, it's relatable, 100%.
And if you haven't, it's like if you came up, you can understand. But if you haven't come up yet, you can also understand that you can come up.
Yeah.
And no matter how down you are, you can come up. And anything can happen in this world.
That's what the whole idea of the project was too, right? Like to motivate everybody to like watch this. Like if he can do it, it was kind of a thing where you can do it too, right? That he can do it, right? To spark that interest or motivation.
For sure.
Right?
And like the lines in there are so deep, man. My dig ke main kinni wari uthiya,
Yeah,
right? You know,
100%.
like that.
That means basically it means like you fell so many times, but you still got up, right? And then the second line after that, like even my own people, when you keep falling, you realize some of your own people, they stop believing in you.
Yes.
That this guy can't do it anymore.
They doubt you.
Yeah. Right? But to still come up from all of that, like without any support at one point, you gotta be your own motivation. Remember we were talking about that, and he did it, right? And that motivated us to do this thing, right?
And I was able to, man, in that video, I was able to have my son in that video, and I wasn't even supposed to have a son, man, you know what I mean? And the pride that I have, my son says, Dadaji, let me watch the Chani Nattan video, right? You know what I mean? And what that brings tears to my eyes, right? When he says that to me, something that wasn't even supposed to happen. And if I can experience that joy, a lot of people out there can experience that joy.
100%,
right?
bro, 100%.
And it comes down to how much work you're willing to put in, right? With your own two hands. God gives us the cards. We got to play them. That's it. Simple as that. from everything we do in life, there's a lesson to be learned,
Yeah.
there's a choice to be made, there's a consequence that we have to pay for every choice that we
Straight
make.
up. No one's gonna come pick you up. No one's gonna come hold your hand.
no.
You gotta get up yourself.
You gotta get up
Hey, you
yourself.
fall, you gotta get up, right? Yeah.
Right, I'm
Straight
gonna
up.
tell you guys one thing, man, that when you do get up and you sit with your brothers like this, and you talk about this,
Yeah.
and you make something like this,
Different feeling,
the
bro.
joy, the
Yeah,
feeling,
it's a
there's
blessing.
nothing like it,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it's a blessing, bro.
It's a blessing. So we're talking about bad eating habits. These eating habits have been passed down to us from generation to generation. I remember growing up, our parents would be crossing the border to go get gallons of milk and sticks of butter, right? Just so they can get save some money and feed us. They get gas, they get milk, and they get butter, right? And we all grew up with this, right? So these bad eating habits came from the back home, and a lot of us experience now our parents. They're getting strokes, they're getting heart diseases, they're getting all sorts of stuff happen to them, and we're also getting this in our generation as well. You see people not waking up anymore. You see people passing away early. So I want to help and do my part and guide people the right way on how to eat and how not to eat, and it starts with our parents. Every one of us has an influence at home on what our parents should be eating, how they should be exercising, and the changes that they got to be making now to live longer in life. And we each owe that to our parents. Our parents have done so much for us, for coming here and giving us everything they've given us. It's up to us now to give back to them and add years on to their life. I want to also touch on the topic today of how our brothers and sisters come from India, and they come here and they grind their asses off. ਤੇ ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਭਰਾਵਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੱਬ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਗਾਂਹ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਾਈਂਡ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀ ਥਾਟਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਜ਼ੋਰ ਦੇਣੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਦੱਬ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਬਿਨਾਂ someone who can talk about this ਆਪਣੇ ਇੰਦਰਪਾਲ ਮੋਗਾ ਹੁਣੀ ਭਾਜੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਜੋ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਦੱਬ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਹਸਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੁੱਗਣੀ ਤਿੱਗਣੀ ਡਬਲ ਟ੍ਰਿਪਲ ਹਸਲ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਧਰਲੇ ਜੰਪ ਵਾਲਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਲੰਘਦੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੇ ਜਿਹਾ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਪੁੱਛੀਏ ਆਪਾਂ
Hi guys, this is Inderpal Moga and ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਤੇ ਭਾਜੀ ਹੋਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਭ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਥੈਂਕਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅੱਜ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਰੱਖਣ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਭਾਜੀ ਹੋਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਵੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਨਿਊ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੈਂਟਸ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਇੱਧਰ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਚਾਹੇ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਹੋਣ ਚਾਹੇ ਉਹ ਵਰਕ ਪਰਮਿਟ ਤੇ ਹੋਣ ਚਾਹੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੇਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਸੁਪਨਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੇਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਸ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆਪਦੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਵਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੱਚੇ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਨਵੇਂ ਲੋਕ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਪ ਹੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਡਬਲ ਟ੍ਰਿਪਲ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਪਦੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਗਰੋ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਆਪਦੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਗਰੋ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਦੇ ਆਲ ਆਰ ਸਟਿਕ ਵਿਦ ਦੇਅਰ ਰੂਟਸ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹੀ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਵਾ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਉਹ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਕੱਲੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਆਪਦੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਡਿਵੈਲਪ ਕਰਨਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਦੇ ਲਾਈਫ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਰਵਾਈਵ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਕਈ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਰੇਸਿਜ਼ਮ ਦਾ ਸ਼ਿਕਾਰ ਵੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇੱਧਰਲੇ ਬੋਰਨ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਕਸੈਪਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਇਹੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਵਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਮਜਬੂਰ ਵੀ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਮਿਹਨਤੀ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੋ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਨੇ ਲਿਖਿਆ ਵਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ
ਸੋ ਇਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਕੀਤੀ ਆ ਜੋ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਨਾਲ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਪਰ ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਰੇਸਿਜ਼ਮ the victim ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ because the local people here, the locally born Indian culture here doesn't accept everybody who comes here from India. ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਫਰਕ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗੈਪ ਪੈ ਜਾਂਦਾ so my suggestion is that these are our brothers, these are our sisters who are coming from our mother country coming here. We need to welcome them as our brothers and sisters in this country. We need to work with them. We need to take advantage of the knowledge and the work ethic that they have and learn something from it. ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਗਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਮੂਵ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਲ ਕੇ ਚੱਲੀਏ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਮਿਲਾਈਏ ਨਾ ਕਿ ਤੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਰੁੱਧ ਖੜ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਟ ਡਾਊਨ ਕਰੀਏ ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਤੋਂ ਆਏ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਧਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਬੈਟਰ ਨਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਟਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਹੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਕੇ ਆਊਟ ਹਾਸਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਲੰਘ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਟਰੱਕਿੰਗ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਸਟਰਕਸ਼ਨ ਕੰਪਨੀਆਂ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਦ ਲੀਡਿੰਗ ਇੰਡਸਟਰੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਇਹ ਚਲਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਸੋ ਵੀ ਨੀਡ ਟੂ ਵੇਕ ਦ ਫੱਕ ਅਪ we need to understand that these guys are our brothers and sisters and we need to really team up and be one. Buddy, thank you ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ and you already know you mean so much to me from the come up song, and ਹੁਣ ਆਪਣਾ brotherhood ਜੋ ਹੈਗਾ right, you know what I mean? I really appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do, and ਬਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਓ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਓ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, and ਆਪਣੇ ਗਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ. Thank you.